Laura asks, what should my preschool calendar look like? In other words, when do I start preschool? When do I stop preschool? And when do I get to take days off? One of the best things about a preschool is that you actually get to follow your local school district calendar, which means when they take days off, guess what that means for you? You get to take days off too, but that doesn't mean that you're losing tuition. Because you have a 9 or 10 month preschool tuition program, everybody pays tuition the exact same amount every single month, even if you're only in school for 2 weeks during Christmas. When I started my preschool, I was so excited to learn about this because I had been a stay-at-home mom for 8 years. And so the concept of like working every single day for 5.5 hours, I was like, this is new. And after a while, of course, it becomes the norm, but you are super excited when you have vacation days coming up. And so with your vacation time, my suggestion is you always plan vacations around your school schedule. Now, the first question to ask is, are you going to be a 9 or a 10-month preschool program? If you're a 9-month preschool program, you're gonna start your preschool the day after Labor Day, and you're gonna finish your preschool the day before Memorial Day. That means that you're running a 9-month preschool from September through May, so you're gonna get 9 monthly payments. Now, this is great for people who really want the summers off and they really just want everything compressed into this 9 months. It just has a good feel to it. You know, it's got this nice opening date and nice closing date, and everything is kind of packed around the Memorial and Labor Day, so it just feels really good and compressed into there. However, I do suggest that you do a 10-month preschool program, which means that you start mid-August and you end the first week in June, or whenever your local school district ends. So let me kind of walk you through that one. When I was doing my 9-month preschool program, I was hurting in the summer for tuition because awesome, during the 9 months I had a great preschool tuition, but then in the summer it was kind of like, and I'll call it this frankly, it was kind of like winter for me, even though it was summer, meaning that the tuition was lower. People weren't really attending summer camp very much as they would have gone to preschool, so my income was less. And so during summer, it actually felt like we were going into winter or a drought, right, of our income. And so what I decided to do was, when I had this amazing revelation that, wait a second, yes, most preschools do 9 months, but I think that I can do a 10-month preschool program. And so I started my preschool in the middle of August, right before the school district went to school, okay? So if they went to school on a Tuesday, I would start my school on the Thursday before that. And that was mid-August, and I would go all the way until usually right to the end of May or a little bit into the beginning of June. It really depended on the school's calendar. And so what it was with Memorial Day, I would always go 1 week after Memorial Day and end on a Thursday. Depending on where Memorial Day hit is where it depended on whether I'm at the end of May or at the very beginning of June, but it was always the Thursday after Memorial Day. And the reason why I did this was to give myself a 10-month preschool tuition schedule where I knew I had guaranteed income the same amount for 10 months instead of only 9 months. So now I just gave myself a pay raise of an extra month, which is pretty cool. The other reason I did this is because I wanted to have a 2-month summer program. Instead of doing 1 week summer camps, I decided to do a 2-month summer program. So I did a 10-month preschool program, all the same tuition, and then different students, or the same if they wanted to continue enrollment, would enroll in my 2-month summer camp program for the same cost as preschool. Now, were the numbers less in summer? Of course. If I had 150 students during my preschool fall and winter term, then I only had about 50 students during my summer camp program. And so even though it was less, it was still way more money with my 10th month of preschool tuition, as well as a 2-month strong summer camp program. I was able to not feel like I was going into winter in the summertime anymore. So those are the 2 times that you can start and end your preschool program. It really depends on whether you're 9 or 10 months. But as far as all the days in between, you are literally following your school district schedule. That usually means you're going to be out for the 4 traditional federal holidays: Memorial Day, Labor Day, President's Day, and Martin Luther King Jr. Day. That also means that you're going to be out usually for 1 week at Thanksgiving time, 2 weeks at Christmas, and 1 week for spring break. Now, if you ask me, that is a pretty amazing deal, especially when you're getting the exact same amount of tuition for the entire school year as you are even if you're only teaching 2 weeks of Christmas. Some people could get confused that we're only actually in school part-time in August, and if I don't say it this way, they might ask me, well, wait a second, we're only in school part-time in August and part-time at Christmas. Why am I paying you 10 monthly payments? Here's what I do instead. I say, hey, real quick, do you want to start a preschool but you have no clue how to do it? I mean, I know you're loving these videos, that's why you're here, but do you actually want the step-by-step process to get you from where you're at to having a successful preschool so you can stay home with your kids and finally create that consistent income? I've got exactly the right thing for you. I want to gift you a free copy of my book called Start Your Preschool. Guess what? This has over 300 pages teaching you how to do a local or an online preschool. It's my story of how I started my preschool and also how I've shared this knowledge and this mission with everyone over the past 10 years to help thousands of mothers start their own preschools as well. They've literally gone through this exact same training in my book. I want to get it to you so you can finally stay home with your kids. Don't wait. This is your chance. Get your free copy of my book. Simply go to freepreschoolbook.com or click the link in the description and I'll ship you out a copy for free. I hope you're loving these videos, but let's pause these videos for one quick sec and go get my book. They might ask me, well, wait a second, we're only in school part-time in August and part-time at Christmas. Why am I paying you 10 monthly payments? Here's what I do instead. I say, we have a 10-month preschool program. So we've taken all the days we're in session, prorated them out over 10 months to help everyone's budget. So there are 10 monthly payments. Our first payment is due in August and our last payment is due in May. Even though we go into June, there is no June payment. Now, do you see what I said there? A couple things I want to point out. Number one, I said, we've prorated the tuition over 10 months to help everyone's budget. Do you see how that put a positive spin on it? Not like, oh, now we're charging you 10 months of tuition. No, we've prorated all the days we're in session over 10 months to help everybody's budget. We're doing you a favor, you see? Okay, second point. Did you see how I said, so the first payment is due in August, the last payment is due in May, and even though we go into June, there is no June payment. Now, what happened just there? I'm almost like giving them like June for free, even though I'm not, because those days are basically being paid in August, etc., and throughout the entire year. But they see it more as a positive spin. So anytime that you're communicating your policies to your parents, make sure that the way that you say it is putting a positive spin on things. If you keep getting kickback and questions, then you're not spinning it the correct way, you're not saying it the right way to help them alleviate any concerns that they have. So that's how I do my 10-month preschool program. Now, it's important to note that when parents do say, well, wait a second, like, why do we have only 2 weeks in Christmas, but I'm still paying a full month? You can just remind them, we've taken all the days we're in session, prorated them out over 9 or 10 months to help everyone's budget. So every monthly tuition payment is the same. Another way you can phrase it, if let's say that your tuition is $200 a month and you have 10 months, the total tuition is $2,000. You could say it like this. Our total tuition is $2,000 a school year. However, to help everybody's budget, we've prorated that over 10 months to help your budget so that there's only 10 monthly payments of $200 each. So again, it's just how you phrase it. If somebody's giving you kickback about, tuition and things like that, you can always refer them to the annual yearly tuition, which is of course your 9 or 10 months times your monthly tuition. Now, let's say you live in a school district with a year-round school calendar. What do? Exact same thing. You still follow the very traditional schedule of the year-round program because that's what your entire area, your community is used to. And the last follow-up question I have is, what if you're in bordering school districts where you have 2 school districts close to you, or 3 even? Like, which one should you follow? My suggestion is you follow the one that is least weird. That means that if you have a year-round schedule over here and a traditional schedule over here of September through May or August through May, you do the traditional one. Do the one that's least weird, that is going to be the least kickback and the easiest one for the majority of people to enter into your preschool program. Do you have a traditional or year-round school calendar? Post in the comments below what kind of calendar you guys follow. I'd love to find out. And as always, please comment, like, subscribe, and share so I can get you more of these videos.